Hey, welcome everyone. My name is Tanya Deeks. I am a transfer advisor here at SUNY Plattsburgh. Hopefully all of you can hear me clearly. If you can only hear us and you cannot see us, there should be a tab at the top of your screen that will allow you to bring down the video so that you can see us as well. Tonight we are going to share a presentation with you. It is titled I'm First. We are focusing on those of you who may be first-generation students. We're going to learn a little bit of the application process here at SUNY Plattsburgh. We're kind of going to go over what it's like to be a student here at SUNY Plattsburgh, talk about student life as well as the academics, and we'll share a little bit of information about all the programs that we offer here at SUNY Plattsburgh. So again, my name is Tanya Deeks. I'm a transfer advisor. I'm joined by two current students here at SUNY Plattsburgh, and I'll give them a moment here in the beginning to introduce themselves. So welcome everyone on behalf of the entire admission staff and the entire SUNY Plattsburgh. We welcome you to our online WebEx session this evening. So if both of you would mind sharing your name, the major that you're in, the year that you are in, and where you are from.
I'm Haley Nunez. I'm a biology major with a mathematics and physics and chemistry minor. I'm a junior, and I am from New York City, Queens to
So my name is Andrew. I'm a marketing major with a minor in entrepreneurship. I'm a senior here from Long Island.
Well, joining us this evening. So to get started, and we titled this presentation, I'm First, for our first-generation students. So many of you may be thinking, well, I'm not quite sure if I'm a first-generation student. And so we want to have the opportunity to share with you what the definition of a first-generation student is. And that's any student whose parents or legal guardians have not completed a bachelor's degree. So that would be that you are the very first one in your family to go for your institution and earn a bachelor's degree. So this evening, we're going to start off the presentation to kind of go over what are you looking for in a college. Many of you who are tuning in this evening may be at different steps of your application process or college search process. And many of you may be just starting out. Maybe this is the first time that you're looking at a college and you chose SUNY Plattsburgh. Many of you have maybe already applied and are coming to SUNY Plattsburgh for the fall. But wherever you are in your college process, hopefully we answer all of your questions throughout the presentation. And you know that throughout the presentation, you can ask us questions in the chat box on your screen. You can go ahead and type in your questions, and we'd be happy to answer them for you. So to start off, looking at institutions and looking at colleges, what is it that you're ultimately looking for? As a first-generation student, you might know exactly what type of institution you want to go to. Is there a particular program that you're looking to go into? Maybe you know that you want to find a specific science program, or maybe you want to find a particular art program, or education may be an interest for you, and so you're looking at specific institutions that offer those specific programs. And the question is, what type of campus do you want? Do you want to go to a really large institution, a smaller institution, maybe rural, urban? How far do you want to go from home? Many of you are from the city. We'll be able to talk about transportation to getting back to the city from the North Country. Are there particular clubs or organizations that an institution might offer that you're interested in, and that's really going to seal the deal for you? Many of you may be thinking, you know, I've heard a lot of people talk about study abroad options. Does SUNY Plattsburgh offer study abroad? Maybe that's something that you really want, you're really interested in, and you really want to be able to have that opportunity while you're thinking about attending college. So just continue. I'm just going to share with you some of the fast facts of SUNY Plattsburgh, kind of give you an idea of essentially who we are. SUNY Plattsburgh was founded in 1889 as a normal or state school. Essentially means that we were founded as an education institution. At that time, we had one academic building with about a class of 30 students, and obviously since then we have expanded. We're about a 300-acre campus with 36 buildings. We we consider ourselves as a mid-sized campus to walk from one end of campus to the other. It's about 15 to 20 minutes. Everything is walking distance. You'll get a good sense of that through our conversations. And we have a virtual tour right on our Berg website, and we'll actually send the link for the virtual tour so you can kind of get a feel of what our campus looks like that way as well. Here in Plattsburgh, we have currently just 5,400 currently enrolled undergraduates, and about 341 graduate students here at Plattsburgh. And in that mixture of students, our student population is extremely diverse. Our students represent 25 states and 64 countries, and we do have one of the largest international student populations right here at SUNY Plattsburgh. So whether you're having conversations with students in the hallway or within your class, or maybe you're attending different events here at Plattsburgh, you're really going to be able to expand your cultural horizons. Many of our programs here at Plattsburgh have specific accreditations that they hold and that they're really proud of, but actually all of SUNY Plattsburgh as a whole is accredited by the Middle States Association, and that's something that we really pride ourselves on here at Plattsburgh. So time in the presentation, now that you've learned a little bit about SUNY Plattsburgh and about us, we're really going to change the focus on to you and what it is that you might be looking for in an institution and what your journey could essentially look like here at SUNY Plattsburgh. So I want to turn it over to our current students and ask you, why did you ultimately choose SUNY Plattsburgh? What was it for you?
Well, I chose SUNY Plattsburgh because it was away from home. It was probably the only school I applied away. And it was relatively cheap in the economic way, where I could pay for school and dorming and pay price rather than staying home, go to a private school and pay what I'm paying now just to come, and then that's extra money because you have to take the MTA away and all that in the city. And my father was very no, they don't want me to go away. But then after I applied, I was my father got the idea. Then he was okay, we'll let you go. He found his coworker's daughter. He graduated from here, so you're going there. So I chose this. I chose to come here because of the community as well. It was a small school, so I wanted something small, not big. So yeah.
We talked a little bit about the size, and we did have someone who asked how big Plattsburgh was. So how did you answer that question? How big do you think our campus is?
I think our campus is big. I don't know. I think it's a small campus where you could get from one corner to the other corner pretty quick. I mean, I know the campus from backwards probably. I don't know. I don't think it's big at all. Recently, this is my junior year, so I'm my third year here, and thinking my freshman year I was thinking from Wilson to Hawkins was a long walk, but now I got used to it, and I'm wow, really nowhere to go because it's so small,
Yeah. Any comments on how big it is?
Similar experience. I knew right away that I wanted to go away from school. Being from Island, it really doesn't get much further than Plattsburgh. So I kind of found Plattsburgh just by looking at the map. And then from there, I found all the different questions that Plattsburgh had, and small classes and everything that she was saying. So, and I found Plattsburgh just because I wanted to get away, but then I got sold me on it.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about the different means of transportation around our campus, and then taking that step a little bit further for those of you who may be in the city as well as in the Long Island area or maybe in the Capital District. Talk a little bit about that further on in the presentation. Moving forward, we're going to talk a little bit about what your experience within your first semester here at SUNY Plattsburgh. It may seem like a lot, but just know that you have lots of support. I'll talk a little bit about that. Once you say yes, Plattsburgh is where to go, you'll be invited to an orientation. Orientations take place during the summer. We actually have 6 different sessions, and they happen between the months of June and July, and you'll actually be invited by your birth month. And you can come up to campus, and you can stay the night in the dorm room and eat the food on campus, so you get really acclimated before the semester starts. During that time, you'll have your classes already to go. You'll meet with an advisor. You'll meet other students within your program, and hopefully you meet some friends, and you might potentially even meet your roommate at orientation. Did either of you attend orientation? A little bit about orientation, maybe what that experience was like for you, being a first-generation student. Have you gone away before, and what that was like?
It was my first time going away for orientation, so like going away from home for like 4 days or 3 days. It was a little shy. I was like on Greyhound by myself, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so nervous, you know. I actually didn't come back then. They used to do it by like region, so they would do New York City, Hudson Valley area, Long Island. And so I actually couldn't come to the New York City one, so I came to the Hudson Valley, where I met a lot of people from Poughkeepsie, Orange County, and all of that. And so that was like my first experience, meeting different people, you know, meeting people from like upstate and whatever. And I actually got to choose, like, I actually got to meet the chairperson of my major, and he helped me out with and 2 of my like major courses, and then he was like, do something fun, you know. So like he guided me through that way. So I actually didn't meet my roommate at orientation. I met her my first day here.
Similar experience with me as well. It was my first time leaving the house without my parents following me. So it was definitely a culture shock. You know, for me with lives, driving 6, 7 hours to get up here. But that I found was really welcoming, and that was really accommodating, making sure everyone blended in and got what was going on. That I made it to the schedule and things. It's a seamless process. Plattsburgh really had all the support that I needed to.
Yeah. So orientation, what you can expect is that you will come to campus in the end of August, and that is where you'll actually move into your dorm. And I know you had mentioned that you met your roommate on this day. If you didn't meet some orientation and you don't have anyone selected for your roommate and you decide to kind of go in blindfolded with that, what happens is you fill out a housing survey and a housing application, and the survey will ask you if you get late, if you go to bed early, if you're messy, if you're clean, and the housing office really uses that to help select mate for. They don't, if you used to go to early, they don't want to stick you with someone who stays up really late. So move in, that is when you're going to meet your roommate. You'll also meet your resident assistant who's on the floor, who's kind of the big brother, big sister on the floor to help with the transition if you're coming from a high school setting and making that transition from high school to college. And then the other students that are living on your floor. And you really get acclimated with the building. There'll be some community building activities. But let's forget, you'll be attending classes your first week here at Plattsburgh, and within your first semester, you can expect the average class size is about 22 students here at Plattsburgh, and a lot of your classes will be mixed, as you had mentioned, between general education courses, as well as you may be taking some of your major specific courses. Those of you who may be coming in as undecided, undeclared, you're not quite sure what program that you want to further pursue right at time, you can come in as undecided, undeclared, and you'll work with our academic advising office. We have an entire office that is in place to help with those students to try to figure out what program best fits what it is that you ultimately want to do, whether that the next step is going to grad school or maybe going out into the work place. So come in as undecided, undeclared?
No.
Have you worked with the academic advising office at all?
I've gone in there to declare my 2 minors.
Okay.
And from B to a BS. And a BA is a Bachelor's of Arts degree, and BS is Bachelor's of Science.
There's counselors in there that will help you figure out your strengths and weaknesses and what program best fits what it is that you're ultimately wanting to pursue. But you can find a good mixture of your classes. Your academic advisor will work with you as far as figuring out what classes to take. Maybe you want to take an art class or a rock climbing class, something that is a little bit more adventurous. Your academic advisor will help you throughout that process. And again, as both of you had mentioned, at orientation, you can expect them to be there to help you with that process and make that streamlined. But during your first semester as well, you can expect, as on the screen here, different areas of support. Your first semester, you may be looking for a two-year academic advisor to help you plan your semester here at Plattsburgh and ultimately plan out all 4 years. Within your classroom, all the classes that you take are obligated to hold office hours. During office hours, this is really important for our students to really get to know who the professors are and let the professors get to know who you are. As I mentioned, the average class size is about 22 students, so professors are really going to be able to get to know you on a first-name basis. Now, can you speak a little bit of how accessible your professors are and your academic advisor may be working with them?
So, my academic advisor in my first semester was teaching 2 of my classes. So it was, I missed the day I had classes, so it was really easy like that. So obviously there was a couple of times just for, homework help, studying tests. So when it came time for advisement, it really wasn't a big deal for me to go away and go see him and sit down and plan my next semester. And even, even open door policy, I don't think I had any professor that didn't have open door policy. If they weren't available during office hours, most of the stuff I know around the syllabuses, or I just send them a text message and say, hey, to meet with you about this. And 9 times out of 10, they always went out of their way to make that happen for me.
People can email you, like, that's another access to them. I know that most of my professors in the science department, like Andrew said, have the open door policy, and they're always, like, there, available. One of my professors actually now, he always has, like, his door to knock, and, like, he's in there. So, like, he's always accessible. He just likes his privacy, I guess. But most of them have open door policy. And with my advisor, I came as, like, a crazy freshman, wanting to do, like, so many minors and wanting to do so much. And then that's how he remembers me now. He's like, I don't remember how many minors you have or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't know. But yeah, you get that personal relationship with them, so that's great.
That's great. Thank you both for sharing that. We also have a learning center here at SUNY Plattsburgh. So on top of working with your academic advisor and working with your professors in the classes, we do other means of support on our campus. And located right in the heart of our campus, it's super accessible and it's open. It has late night hours. Is our learning center, and our learning center does offer tutoring for more than 150 courses on our campus. So if you are really struggling at Math 101, we encourage our students to go there, or whether you are straight A students and you're really excited at your classes, you can become a paid tutor in our learning center. Do you want to talk about the learning center and do you use the learning center?
I'm a tutor.
Oh,
and I use it too. I'm a math tutor, so I tutor Math 101. But I use it. I actually had like a tutor appointment today. Your schedule, so like, and it's only by recommendation. Like you have to go to your professor and say like, can I have a recommendation to be a tutor in the learning center, and then you go through the process. It's free, so you could schedule it at your best hour. There's standing appointments, which is good. So standing appointment means where you can see the same tutor every week at the same time. So they'll get you prepared for like the whole semester because you have like a consistent. So so time management and all that. I use it 2 TA, so I use it as well.
Have you learned this?
I use the Learning Center a lot in my freshman, sophomore year. So count all, just all the numbers. That's what I'm out in the Learning Center.
And it's pretty accessible for you. You were able to just go right in when you needed it, whether...
Most of the time I didn't walk in there until after 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, great.
So it was pretty much always open when I needed it too.
Great. And then we do have a Student Support Services Center here at SUNY Plattsburgh. It is free to our students, and that is located in the heart of our campus, easily accessible. Our Student Services offers additional support that anyone may need inside or outside the classroom. So if you need extra testing time, alternative testing locations, if you note takers, and we'll do specialized tutoring in there as well. And that is a place that you can seek out. But do know that we do have additional support here at SUNY Plattsburgh. I'm going to jump into the programs that we offer here at SUNY Plattsburgh. So here at Plattsburgh, we have 3 academic schools, and we offer more than 60 majors and 60 minors for students to choose from. And you can see them listed on the screen. However, know that not all of our programs are listed on the screen. To get a full list of every single program that we offer here at Plattsburgh, you can get a good feel of them on our Plattsburgh website. I encourage all of you to take a look on there and look at all the programs and the minors that you can select from. I'm going to briefly talk about each of these schools. The first school is the School of Arts and Sciences. This is going to be the largest school that we house here at SUNY Plattsburgh. If you're thinking of coming in as undecided, undeclared, you'll take a lot of courses within this school. Many of the students who are going to be fulfilling general education requirements, if you're coming in as a freshman, you can expect to take lots of courses within this school your first 2 years here at Plattsburgh. Some of our more popular programs within this school is going to be criminal justice. We are 20 minutes from the border of Canada, so students are able to work with Homeland Security, Border Patrol, corrections, New York State Police, lots of hands-on experience within this program. Another program within this school is going to be our psychology program. We do have a traumatic brain injury center right here on our campus that allows students to get a very unique opportunity for hands-on experience. And that facility services our local community. So students are working with individuals out in the class community that may have a TBI. And our sciences here at Plattsburgh, we have over 17 different science programs for students to choose from. We have an entire center for earth and environmental studies, ecology, geology. We offer biology, chemistry. We have a 3+2 pre-engineering program. We offer cytotechnology. So there's a lot within the sciences that students are able to do. We also have a new $37 million renovation and addition project that we recently completed in Hudson Hall, that is our science complex, and that houses more than $3 million worth of science equipment for students to really expand their research opportunities within the sciences. Next school I'm going to briefly talk about is our School of Education, Health, and Human Services. These are more pre-professional programs. You can see education, as I mentioned, we are founded as an education institution. Still today, education programs are a high attraction for students. We offer child education as well as adolescent education. And we do have a unique program here at Plattsburgh. It is called our 5-year program. You probably have heard of that. The 5-year program does allow students to get a bachelor's and a master's in 5 years as opposed to 6. There are some perks to that program. As you apply as a freshman to that program, you are essentially going and applying at grad school at the same time. You go all the way straight through. You do not have to reapply to grad school. You do not have to take the GRE, which is like the SAT, a little bit worse. So you do not have to take that, and you get 12 graduate credits at an undergraduate price. So a little perk to that program. We do offer that in special education, early education, and then early education and literacy. And that is known as our year program. And offer communication disorders and sciences. This is going to set students up to get a master's in speech pathology. We offer here at the graduate level, so if that's of interest. The great thing about that is that you can actually stay right here at SUNY Plattsburgh and complete your master's with the language pathology program. Very unique to the SUNY system of schools is expeditionary studies. This is an adventure-based program. Students are able to go deep sea kayaking, backpacking, hiking for weeks and months at a time. Essentially, their classroom is outdoors. By far, our most competitive program and high attraction program is going to be our nursing program. We do offer a directed nursing program. And this is students who apply nursing and have been accepted to SUNY Plattsburgh's nursing program are nursing students from the very beginning. You do not have to rely into the nursing program. And then unique to SUNY Plattsburgh is nutrition and social work. We are one of the only SUNY schools for these two programs at the undergraduate level. And then we do have a fitness, wellness, and leadership program that combines exercise science and business together. And the last school, our School of Business and Economics. This school has 11 different programs, as you can see on the screen. Many of these programs share the same core courses, which allow students to essentially away from the school with a double or even triple major. Also within the School of Business and Economics, there's expanding more broader programs like accounting, economics, finance, entrepreneurship. And then we have very specific programs like supply chain management, which is looking at how to get goods from point A to point B faster and cheaper than your competitor. And then we have hotel, restaurant, and tourism management. This program, we have a 5-star student-run restaurant right here on our campus, because those students in our hotel, restaurant, and tourism management program do have to clock about 600 plus field experience hours before graduation. So a lot of these programs that I mentioned across the board of all 3 schools, a lot of hands-on experience and opportunities right here on our campus. And you'll hear many more of those opportunities throughout this presentation. Sure.
There's a major in the biology department, biomedical sciences, and it's oriented towards those people interested in medicine. I just wanted to put that out there. It was just accepted like this past winter break, and so now like students who could be seen next year, if possible, they could graduate with that new major.
Yeah. So that is a new major here at SUNY Plattsburgh, and if you are interested in the sciences, as I mentioned, the biomedical science, you can view all of the information about that program right on our Plattsburgh website. So if you're interested in the clinical track, supervisory track, you can take a look at that biomedical sciences program. Thank you for sharing that. So in your first semester here at SUNY Plattsburgh, you're not only going to be in the classes, taking classes, trying to figure out what program you're interested in, but there's a lot that you can do outside the classroom. You do spend more time outside the classroom, and we really encourage our students to get involved here at Plattsburgh. And we have over 100 different clubs and organizations for students to get involved with. We have a student association, and that is our student-run government. And the student association actually has a $1 million budget per year. So there's a lot that you can do, and if there's not a club or an organization that we have already established here at Plattsburgh, you can most certainly start one. We've had students start a knitting crocheting club, Pokemon Go. I'm sure you've all heard of Pokemon Go. So that is a club here at SUNY Plattsburgh. But we do have more academic-focused clubs. We have the biology club, we have the history club, the math club, and we do have more cultural-based clubs, and we have more recreational clubs. We have hula hooping really big. We have a hula hooping club. If you're interested in playing the ukulele, you can play or join the Plattsburgh Ukadukes and learn to play the ukulele. They rent them out. Lots of opportunities to really get involved. And if you're living on campus, especially in freshman housing, you will have a community advocate on each floor, which will help you, though it's kind of like a big brother again, like your RA, and they will help you get involved. And you'll see posters all over our campus inviting to get involved. Now, are there either of you involved in any clubs or organizations? I want to briefly talk about that.
So I'm part of the Resident Athletic Committee. I'm the president of that. I'm involved with Marketing Society as well as the Entrepreneurship Society.
I'm the president of the Pre-Med Association, and I'm also the Newman Association. There's a Catholic club. And so.
Now, how do you get, if there's a piece of advice that you could give to a first-generation student who's watching now who might be a little shy at getting involved at first, are there any tips that you have?
They definitely ask. Like I would die, and obviously, but definitely ask. You want to use your resources on campus, and that's number one. So, like, once you know how to use your resources, you're going to have your shelves, like, surely, and then you'll find out, clubs. And they're very welcoming. They always love new members. I'm pretty sure all clubs love new members. It's like, yay, we have a new member. I know we love them. So, yeah.
I go to every meeting, even if you think it's too late to join. Even if you don't like it, you don't have to go back the next time. So I would say go to every meeting. You might surprise yourself with what piques your interest.
Yeah, so get involved. And then we do have, for those of you who may be interested in playing a sport while you're going to college, we do have 17 NCAA Division III teams in Plattsburgh. So everything from basketball, Hockey is really big, as you can see from our picture. Both our men's and women's hockey team are NCAA Division III champions. I'm really proud of that. If you're more like myself and would rather be on the spectator side of things, you can join our Red Zone Club, and they're loud. They're just a group of people who really try to give us that home court advantage. Dress up in Plattsburgh gear, they paint their faces red and white. And for those of you who maybe want to play on a sports team but not so competitive, you know, at the Division III level, we do have clubs. Yes, have either of you been on intramurals?
I was in intramural soccer my freshman and sophomore year, outdoor and indoor, and it was really fun because I played soccer in my high school years, but I didn't want to play it in collegiate level, so I found that was helpful, you know.
Yeah. Have you done any of the
I've been in but me and my friends go behind Memorial. Go for football rounds.
Yeah.
Small things like that.
So a lot that you can do if you're looking to stay active. We also have an Olympic-sized swimming pool, a rock climbing wall, which you can see from the picture on the screen. We have a fitness center here at Plattsburgh. So there's a lot that you can do if you're looking to stay, whether you want that rigorous practice schedule or if you're going to casually want to play on a sports team. There's lots to do. So I'm going to go forward and talk a little bit about what your second on years could look like here at Plattsburgh. So the first part of the presentation, we've talked a lot about what your first semester and kind of what it's like acclimating to our campus and moving from high school to college. So now you might have some questions like, okay, we've talked a little bit about programs. Can I add on a major? Can I add on a minor? Are the internship possibilities? What are some more of that hands-on experience that I could get at SUNY Plattsburgh? Moving forward, we're going to talk a little bit about adding a minor or a second major. After your first year or your second year here at Plattsburgh, you may find that you're really looking to really enhance what you're learning. Maybe there's more of the program that you're already in that you want to kind of explore a little bit more, and you can most certainly do that here at Plattsburgh. Now, I know both of you have mentioned having second majors or having a minor. Could you talk a little bit about that process of when you decided to declare that and what it's like having that right now?
So I declared my math minor actually at the end of my sophomore year. I was like, I have 2 classes, I just need 4 classes to go. And I spoke to like my major advisor, and then from there, I did all the paperwork and I submitted it. I got my math minor, and then they assigned me like a minor advisor in the math department who knows what classes you should take and everything. So he's very helpful as well, because obviously in the science department they won't know what's going on in the math department. You know, they have their own departments. So I definitely figured that with the help of my advisor.
The only reason I even bothered declaring another minor was because my advisor kind of pushed me into it. For me, a marketing major, and I had an entrepreneurship. It was another 2 classes. Marketing and entrepreneurship are the same department. So courses that I wanted to take anyways, and the paperwork made it official.
Great. Yeah, I think on a minor or second major, we're really bringing your skill set, and you can see some of the combinations on the screen. That we've kind of given you an idea of what students pair together. Definitely get a good sense of what will best fit when you talk to your academic advisor. So know that this is something that will happen after the admissions process, after you've been at SUNY Plattsburgh for a semester or 2, that you'd be thinking about adding a minor or a second major to your curriculum. So experiential learning, So as I mentioned several places already where students can get hands-on experience right here on our campus. So I mentioned the Traumatic Brain Injury Center for our psychology students. For our communication disorders and science students, we have a speech and hearing clinic right on the campus as well. Service the local community, just like our psychology students, you're able to eventually take on client loads as an upperclassman. Those of you who are interested in English and writing, maybe creative writing, but also journalism, broadcast journalism. We do have Due North and Cardinal Points, which is our magazine, as well as newsletter. Those are student run. And then we do have a new communication suite that just recently opened up, and we're really excited about this space. There's new set editing rooms, software, new television equipment, so anyone from any program can utilize that space. And then we have a partnership with Champlain Valley Physicians Hospitals, that's CVPH. That is essentially right across the street from our campus. So clinical rotations and getting hands-on experience in the medical field is super accessible for our students. Those of areas right here on our campus, students are able to get hands-on experience, but also students can take that elsewhere with an internship opportunity. On the screen, we have listed several different places where students have gone and done internships, some partnerships we have with programs. At this time, have either of you done an internship? And if you have, what was that like? Did you get any credit for it? And who essentially helped you get that internship?
Well, I actually didn't do my internship through the school. I went through the process of doing it all and then just decided against it. But within the business department, there is a full-time internship coordinator who's a good job to find trips for students, make the interview with the students, pretty much make sure that the resumes are over there. So she got pretty much the entire application process our end and takes care of for us. It's helpful and hands us an internship. We know it's going to work with schedule. It's going to be something that's in our field. Do something that we're interested in. So she pretty much did all the guesswork, all the application process, and she did all that for us. So it's really simplified for us.
Internship that you had done?
So I did an internship back on Long Island, a dental marketing firm. So I found it through the school. One of my professors knew about it. Excuse me. And I do it through the school and get 3 credits for it. But then I figured a paycheck is nicer. I just turn it into a summer job instead of the internship.
Great. Internship-wise, I haven't done one yet, but I'm looking forward to doing one hopefully this summer. I'm probably going to the Dominican Republic, and since I am interested in the medicine field or physician's assistant field, whichever, I'm going to do like a shadow abroad where I shadow physicians, and I might be going to the Dominican Republic, which is like I'm 75% sure, and if you don't have the funding, the school actually helps you. When you have to use your resources, I feel like I always brag, even in my club, like use resources on campus. You have to search. So I found out about the Applied Learning Grant through my RD and Legal Career Development Center, who also I went to speak about that, and they have an amount, and they help you out with not everything, but like they'll help you out with the majority of your internship costs and everything. So I'm hoping to do this summer, and I'm not doing it for credit. I'm doing it for experience. So
that's great. And we'll talk a little bit about the Career Development Center later on in the presentation, and we can talk a little bit further about the grant that they have available. So there's lots of different areas. The Career Development Center, your advisors, maybe your program has a specific faculty member that helps with internships.
Your professors, like I don't know if they do this in the business department, but definitely I'm pretty sure all departments do it though. They post research opportunities or summer opportunities on the Facebook pages. And I had created a Facebook because I came to college, like my orientation, I didn't have a Facebook, and I just created it because that's where most of it is and whatever. And so I was like, okay, and it's very informative because like you'll get internships across the U.S. and professors post, and that's how you get to do internships.
Yeah, and you can do an internship during your semester while you're here at Plattsburgh, on our campus or off our campus. You can even take that opportunity, as mentioned before, outside of your semester, and maybe do it at home if you're thinking about going home for winter break, summer break, and you want to get a good internship. Those are available to you, and there's lots of opportunities to do multiple internships if you want to, or even one long, expensive one. So lots of opportunities to do internships. But also, within doing internships and maybe joining clubs, you're going to be really expanding your horizons here as far as becoming a leader on our campus. You are part of a club. You're the vice president. So could you talk a little bit about that, being the vice president? That's a huge leadership role, essentially a good resume booster. So lots of opportunities after your first year, first semester, after you're acclimated, you can take on something of that. So.
Definitely. My freshman year, I decided to join like a few different clubs, and experience different clubs. And I'm a member since my first year of Pre-Med Association. And actually the first semester was like my first opportunity where you could become secretary, or I think it was secretary that was the position available. And right there you step up. I became public relations my sophomore year. And now I'm vice president, which is a bigger role. You have to like make sure you have your members interested, and you have to make sure you're working with your president close because you don't want to be off, you know. So definitely a big responsibility, and like people do, like once I was in a tutor session and I had mentioned that I was vice president, and my 2P joked, he was like, "Can I have your card or number?" I was like, "Oh, please." And then that's how others find out of possibilities, because all clubs have e-boards, and there's your leadership role. You know, you'll learn leadership skills. You'll be a club advisor and stuff like that. So.
And we have a whole student improvement center that has lots of different opportunities to take on leadership roles, whether that's with project help. We have lots of students who are interested in becoming resident assistants with opportunity that does cover tuition and it discounts your board. So a lot of opportunities for saving funding that way. And also taking on a huge leadership role, kind of leading a large group of students. And we have campus jobs. Have either of you held a campus job?
Well, I mean, this and part of the athletic committee, there's some formal work that goes into it as well.
Great. Lots of opportunities. And how did you find doing that opportunity?
I was, they send out emails every semester.
Great. So that student association will always post and send out information as far as ways that students can really become leaders and really get involved again. And then we have a Greek Life here at SMU Plattsburgh. It's pretty active. These students do have to hold certain standards in order to be a part of Greek Life. They have a GPA where they do lots of fundraising and community activities within the Plattsburgh community, and lots of honor societies within particular programs that students could get involved with. Talked a little bit about study abroad. Study abroad, here at Plattsburgh we house about 30 different study abroad programs that students can choose from. However, because we're part of the SUNY system, there's actually 500 that you can choose from. If you are a Plattsburgh State student, you would go at SUNY Plattsburgh price. And what's great about our study abroad program is that we have a global education office that will help with anyone who's interested in doing a study abroad option. Will actually help lay out the funding and figure out what you need. They'll help with where you're going to get credit, or maybe you are fulfilling an internship with the study abroad opportunity. They have staff within that office that will help get you all prepared for the study abroad option. And as mentioned, there are lots of grants and also scholarship opportunities that as a Plattsburgh State student you can apply for to be able to do a study abroad option. Studying abroad can happen a week, it can be a 5-week program, and it can be an entire semester program. You can also go during winter break or summer break. So there's lots of opportunities, abroad options, depending on where it best fits in your curriculum. Many programs are a little bit more structured, so it could be a little bit difficult in order to do a study abroad, but our Global Education Office will work with you in that process. And then we have a National Student Exchange. We are one in 4 schools that do offer the National Student Exchange. A lot of students will go to California, Hawaii, and why they would want to go there. But those are just some of the places that students have gone. So if you're not looking to really go too far, you can do this National Student Exchange. Now, you're not going to Dominican, and we'll talk a little bit about that grant, but you've had help throughout the process of doing it, when it best fits your curriculum.
I'm actually going to do it right after the end of the semester, and so yeah, the global office is right here in Kehoe, but they definitely help you with opportunities. Like they also mentioned Spain for winter break for 2 or 3 weeks, and they'll keep emailing you as long as you're interested in it. So, and I found this opportunity by my peers, and I'm always like using, and that's something you guys will learn coming into college as an undergrad. You do go away to any school in tendency, you'll learn to like do all that. But yeah.
Have you done a study abroad, or have you thought about doing it?
I tried to do a study abroad. I didn't look into it until probably beginning of the junior year.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, it didn't fit in with where I wanted to go, and the feeling that I needed to keep moving around time.
Yeah, that's a good point. And anyone who is interested in doing a study abroad, this is something you want to bring up to your academic advisor pretty soon, right after meeting them. That way they know you're interested and they can really figure out where the best fit for that type of opportunity in your curriculum. That way you stay on track for graduation. So I mentioned throughout the presentation the Career Development Center preparation. This is preparing for graduation. This service is something that we put aside at the end of the presentation, but really we want to highlight that our Career Development Center is available to your student here at SMU Plattsburgh. This will help with students who may not have a resume and are looking to start a resume. Maybe you've never written a cover letter before. They'll help you with that process. They'll also help you with mock interviews. If you're looking to maybe get a part-time job while you're here at Plattsburgh, I know we mentioned working as a tutor, but maybe you want to start a part-time job sooner than that on our campus, you can most certainly do so, and the Career Development Center will help you. Also, if you are coming in as undecided, undeclared, again, not quite sure what program you want to pursue, our Career Development Center has skill assessments, and we focus on strengths tests, and that will actually help you figure out what your top 5 strengths are to help you figure out what program the best fit what it is that you're ultimately wanting to achieve here at Plattsburgh. And we talked a little bit about the Applied Learning Grant. And the Applied Learning Grant is for anyone who is possibly doing a study abroad, or maybe you have an internship that you want to do, but you need that funding. And that could be funding for a professional outfit. It could be funding for help with transportation. I know I mentioned using Applied Learning Grant or applying for that. Can you talk a little bit about that process and how working with the Career Development Center was looking at?
Yeah, sure. So I went to speak to Morgan Sullivan, who is in charge of the Applied Learning Grant. I met him one-on-one, and he was very nice because I am doing this opportunity, this internship shadow abroad, not through Miser, but I'm doing it on the side, so alone. So that with my personal statement, with my budget, with helping out, once I have it done, signal it to him, he'll give me feedback. So because there's a committee who, once you send your application, looks at it and you really need the help, is it really for the learning experience? They do want students to use it for their benefit of the learning, taking something away from it. So and he spoke in detail about everything. He told me that I could use them as a resource. I could send my things, and he'll email me back with resources, and after I could submit it, so then the committee, reads it, and hopefully I get it,
Yeah. So an opportunity for those who might be thinking, well, I want to do a study abroad, but I'm not quite sure how to get the funding, or I want to do this really cool learning activity that I've found that's abroad, or it's in another state, how would I get that funding? Well, we have lots of funding opportunities for our students here at Plattsburgh. And then we have a program called Cardinal Connect. So if you were looking to find an internship, maybe you're working with your advisors, but you also have the Career Development Center that can help looking for an internship or a part-time job, or getting ultimately ready for the next step, whether that may be graduation and moving on to into a job in your career, or maybe going to grad school. And our Development Center will help with that process and trying to figure out what that next step is really for you. Graduation is a bittersweet moment. I have to turn it over to Andrew because you are getting ready to graduate. Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
And what does it feel like? What have you done as far as preparation for graduation? What is your next step?
Well, when I sat down with my advisor my freshman year, my first semester, he immediately talked about graduation. So I'm preparing for graduation ever since we moved on here. And I've gone to the Career Development Center. We've gone over my resume. I've profile on the Cardinal Connect, and that will connect you with as soon as job gets posted, you'll get out the things that you qualify for. Especially kind of sets you up for graduation and being successful once you leave as well.
Any preparation that you have done, I know you still have some time before graduation, but I'm sure that is something that you are looking forward to.
Yes. I'm definitely looking forward to next year to graduate. I mean, I probably will be just excited as Andrew is. I don't know, it's nerve-wracking because you're leaving your undergrad level, but I should be preparing for like my GREs because I do want to go to grad school and everything. So I don't know.
So you can help and work with your advisors for that next step. So we're going to move forward in the presentation, and I'm going to really focus on the requirements, dates, and deadlines. So I do want to remind all of those of you who are tuning in that you can type in questions. So if you do have some questions, last-minute questions that you do want to get answered, feel free to type them in, and we will answer them. So at this point, as I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, many of you are going to be in different areas of your college search process. Maybe you're just starting, or maybe you've already applied and you've gotten your decision. So you want to start the process with a self-assessment. For those of you who are just starting out, really know what your high school grade point average is. Get a copy of your transcript. That way you can see what your grades are, so you have an idea of what your overall GPA is. And then your scores, your SAT or ACT scores. It's going to be important for you to know. Here at SUNY Plattsburgh, we do require you to submit your ACT or SAT score. You may find that other institutions are testing home. Unfortunately, in Plattsburgh, we do have to have those scores. And if you are involved in any extracurricular activities, whether you're in clubs, sports, leadership positions, put that on your application. Write that in your essay to us. And think about if you would want to continue some of those things here at Plattsburgh, because we have lots of opportunities for students to get involved and expand your educational horizon on our campus. So moving requirements and scholarships. So as I mentioned, kind of doing a self-assessment, kind of know where you are. What we look for in our applicants here at Plattsburgh is an 85 to 91 high school grade point average. Now that's the middle 50% of our students within that range. Those of you who may have taken the old SAT, the middle 50% range is about a 990 to 1120, and with the new SAT, it's a 1070 and 1190 new SAT 50% middle range. And then with the ACT, it's a 21 to 25 composite score. Those of you who may be tuning in who have attended a community college, or maybe you're thinking about going to community college and then transferring to SUNY Plattsburgh, the middle 50% of our students fall between a 2.6 and a 3.3 college GPA for A. And then if you find that you are at the top of these numbers, we do merit-based scholarships, and we do have a scholarship calculator right on our website. We'll be sure to send you that link to that scholarship calculator so you can type in your information and kind of get an idea of where you may fall as far as funding opportunities here at Plattsburgh. So this is a little bit about our dates and deadlines. We're thinking about coming in for the fall. Recommended application dates. Now these are recommended deadlines. They're not hard and deadlines. For freshmen, it would be December 1st, and for transfer students, March 1st. If you are thinking about coming for the fall, you want to think about filing for FAFSA. Also send you the link to the FAFSA website as well, and the information that you'll need for from SUNY Plattsburgh, and that deadline is December 15th. We do have one hard and fast deadline, that is our national deposit deadline. After you put in your application and you filed for FAFSA and you've gotten your decision and you say, yes, Plattsburgh is where I want to go, the deposit deadline is May 1st. That secure your seat within the program that you have been originally accepted into. Some of you might also be thinking about maybe applying and coming to Plattsburgh in the spring semester. The recommended application dates for that for both transfer and freshmen is November 1st. You want your FAFSA by November 1st as well, and then that has a deposit deadline of December 1st. And all of this information will be located right on our Plattsburgh website. So if you do have any questions, you can take a look at our website and get all the dates and deadlines on there. About the presentation, I do want to encourage all of you to stay connected with us. We're on all different forms of social media, Facebook, Instagram. Take a look and see what students are posting, what current students are posting, what students who have visited our campus are posting, and what's essentially happening, what our culture is like here at Plattsburgh. So before we log off, if you have any last-minute questions, feel free to type them in, but if either of you would give one piece of advice that you wish someone had given to you as a first-generation student, to those who are logged in.
Well, I know everyone says that, but it truly will make your college experience that much better if you are involved. You know, just around watch Netflix all day. You got to go on campus. It'll raise it up, believe it or not. It'll make you more on campus, even if it's out of your comfort zone.
As a generation person, I would say experience many different things, because by hand you are the first one going to college, so you want definitely that variety of experience with you. And then go for both, and those are pieces of advice. Now, folks, very quickly, we did have some questions come through, and we do have still available, so you can apply for EOP. That is through the application. You just want to make sure that you select EOP. We do have information about our EOP application process right on our Plattsburgh website, so you can definitely check out some more information about that. You can also email or call our admissions office, and we can provide you some more information about the EOP program. And for the question of the pre-engineering program, it's a 3+2 program. Students come to SUNY Plattsburgh for 3 years, and you can get a physics degree, and then you move on to an accredited engineering school of your choice. We have students who we work very closely with neighboring schools that offer the last 2 years for students, and that is an accredited program. And you can find more information about how that is structured right on our Plattsburgh website. So anyone who does any last-minute questions that you didn't have answered throughout the presentation, you can email our admissions office, which is admissions@plattsburgh.edu, or you call our admissions office, and an advisor would be happy to speak to you. So on behalf of everyone at the admissions office, we want to say thank you for tuning in this evening. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us.